Hey out there, it's Wednesday afternoon right now. I'm not sure when I'll post this video. May not ever post it. I don't know. It's a little bit of a different topic. But it's one I feel like I have some expertise on in some areas, and an area as well that I hear a lot of people talking about, and it upsets me that I hear people talking about it because it's an issue that's been upsetting to me over the years. And that's family. Family is a very near and dear subject. It's a very sensitive subject, and I don't mean just for me. I think in general, regardless of your upbringing, your lifestyle, we all come from somewhere, and occasionally, it's not all we hoped it would be. You know, we are given people in our lives from birth. By default, you automatically have family members. You may never know them. I understand that. Others you may know entirely too well. Others you wish you never knew. And I think that's important to talk about. I think that's something that we don't talk about as much. We have this obligation of sorts, I believe, and maybe it's just me. I don't think it is from talking to other people, but we all feel this obligation, this inner pull, towards the gravity of family, where it's something that it's been a constant in our life. Again, from the minute we are born, even before we're born, from the minute of conception, we have family members. Again, you may not know them, you may not like them, whatever, but there are people that you are related to by blood. You share common bonds. Everybody's doing DNA testing now to find out their roots and all that. So, I mean, it's very easy to look and see, like, I'm not just necessarily, like, familiar with someone, I'm physically connected to them on a cellular level. And even below that, I'm not a scientist by any standard, even though I play one as a Ghostbuster. That was a corny line. I know I had a much better one in my head, but on a more serious tone, it's just I don't really want to crack a joke. But everybody doing these ancestry tests and this and that, it shows that we have such a strong connection, whether it's something that we already knew or something we want to explore. But every now and then, let me go back a little bit. We always hope for the best, I think, and I think that's in life in general. Whatever we do, we hope for the best. Everyone wants a great family. Everyone wants a cool family. And, I know for me, the family I had, growing up is not the same as I have now. On the flip side, I know now I'm not the person I was then. And I think I'm a much better person, a much more mature person, much more developed, smarter, so on and so forth. I try to grow continually. And I think as a human, it's responsible. It's our responsible. I can't even talk because I'm trying to talk about being smart and stuff. I think it's our responsibility to get smarter every single day, no matter what it is. We all have different things that we enjoy, things that are hobbies, things that we excel at, things in our professional lives, personal lives, whatever it may be. We want the best. No one wakes up in the morning and is like, you know what? I wish my day was just shitty as hell. The shittier, the better. I hope everything I eat today tastes like cow manure. Like no one does that. We're all no one's perfect. We all have bad days. By and large, we want everything to be great. And for the most part, I think families are great. I have so many great memories of growing up and having all of my family together. Well, I digress. All of my father's side of the family together. And I know I'm getting into some waters that people probably don't want me to. I'm not going to delve into them so much. But even I'll just go ahead and say it, on paternal and maternal sides of the family, there are people that I'm not very close to. People that realistically, well, there's one that I was pretty close to that I no longer am, but the rest I was never really close to begin with. So to be separated from them and to go through things, uh, that's a chapter of my past that's long gone now. Excuse me. But with that, over time, and it was something that I struggled with. I really did. I had a family member who I really looked up to for years. Thought this individual was pretty cool. Anytime I was around this person, they usually took care of me pretty good. And then as I got older, this person just I started noticing, and maybe they were always an asshole. I don't know, but I just started noticing more and more these asshole traits, how they would speak to me, how they would speak to others. And again, I'm a bit of a smart mouth. I am very quick witted. I will say some stuff. I get defensive at times. You know, I was a ginger kid with braces and glasses named Ronald McDonald. You know, like I had to put up with some shit, so I had to get a thick skin. And I think that allowed me the ability to fire back at people. And you know, I remember I was still living at home. I was still a teenager, and this one individual came at me sideways one day, and I was like, I just called it out. And it's not the first family member I've called out. That's for another story. That's probably isn't even who you're thinking of. But I remember doing this, and my grandfather kind of looked at me like, "Oh, where is this coming from?" And this individual was taken aback as well. And I remember the look on my parents' face, like, "Oh man, oh, ooh." And I think my dad kind of wanted to say something, if I remember correctly, and my grandfather was kind of like, "Oh, let it happen, let it happen." And I just kind of said what I wanted to say, and I got it out there, and that probably put a strain on things. And then with the advent of Facebook, the same individual, just over time, I would open my Facebook up. I usually have it public to a lot of things. I had this individual come into my life, and I would kind of keep up with this individual. And then one day I noticed this individual was just being a smart mouth again, and I called it out again. And I blocked that individual for a while. Down the road, I decided to give another chance, and I've given this individual multiple chances. And this last time, I said that was it. I'm done. And it's been a good while now, and I don't plan on going back from that. My point is with that is, it's not necessarily a bad thing to push those people away. You're tied to them, again on that level of DNA and things. You're born into them, but you're not obligated to them. You know, if people want to be in your life, they need to make an effort to be in your life. Hey, just like if you want to be in someone's life, you need to make an effort to be in theirs. If you're not making that effort, then what's the point? You just might as well be another stranger down the street. You know, I've probably got relatives that I've definitely got relatives I've never even met. You know, I've got relatives that I've met in passing, maybe at like a family reunion or something, or I don't know, people that you just don't know very well, but you're tied to them genetically. But is that person any different from the guy that lives next to you, or the lady that you meet at Walmart? Like, what's there's no real bond. We're obligated to no one really when we come out. We think we are. We're not. It's great if you can have people in your life that you do connect with instantly. You know, you do have those long time bonds. There are people that I will say stuff to that are from my family. No one else in the world is going to understand what we're talking about because it's our family thing. So I get that. But at the same time, I see so many people, and I was one of them, that I would feel obligated, and I would feel bad, and I would let them emotionally get to me in ways, whether it's through their actions or just seeing things they're doing to others. And I realized, like, I don't have to. I don't have to. There's nothing that is obligating me to these individuals. And I know we got a lot of family members too that probably tell you like, no, that's your uncle, that's your aunt, that's your cousin, that's your sister, that's whoever. So what? Is that harsh? So what? You're not obligated to them. Other people may feel like you're obligated to them, but you're not. And I'm not saying we go out here and just like, me and my sister are closer now than we've ever been. You can ask anybody that knew us coming up. We didn't, I won't say well, like we hated each other by any measure, but we weren't nearly as close as we were now. We kind of did our own things, you know. We fought like brothers and sisters do. There was never any hatred, I don't think. You know, I like to think I taught her some lessons. She taught me some as well, honestly. So I'm not saying like you have to hate your sister by any means, but like if your brother or your sister is a piece of shit, why stick around them? If your brother and sister's bringing you down, and it's not just brothers and sisters. Well, I've talked about this stuff before. If there's people in your life that you were close to, and suddenly they just, you know, sometimes that knife goes into the back. It hurts. Why are you messing with them still? You don't have to. You can move it on. And I think that's important. There's been some recent events in my personal life that involve family members that have brought up some bad memories, I guess, brought up some negative feelings. And I've gotten over them pretty quickly. And I think that's part of this. It's a cathartic thing for me to just talk about. Like I said, I don't even know if I'll ever post this, but as I think about these events, these individuals, and how they affect me, I realize, like, why? You know, sometimes people die. It happens. You know, um, I think that's what's been upsetting me the most. There was a loss in the family. I'm not going to get into specifics. I haven't posted about it really anywhere. You're not going to find it on Facebook, so scroll all you want. But there was a family member that passed, and I felt bad because I didn't feel anything. That's rough. You know, I talked about it to a few of my friends, like, how can you look at someone that's on a genetic level responsible, not even genetic level, on a no kidding level, is responsible for your very existence on this planet. Without them, you would not exist. This person can pass and you feel nothing. It's just like, all right, cool. You know, and it makes me upset that I'm not upset. At least it did. I've gotten over that was last week. I spent some time. I left work early, and if for those of you who know me, for me to leave work early for something like that is a rare thing. I power through. I grin and bear it. I get through it because another thing too. I need the distraction if something's going on. But like I left because I need to think about. I need to clear my mind. Like I wasn't feeling what I thought I should. It wasn't what I was accustomed to. Like anytime I've ever lost anybody, even people I've never even met or met briefly, like a celebrity, you know, like I've gotten genuinely moved to tears and upset and thought about things about them. And when this individual passed away, I was just like, cool. And if you know me, I'm not a heartless man. I care. I care too much. Uh, it was irrelevant to me, and it still pretty much is. And there's part of me that is bothered by that. Um, but there's a bigger part of me that goes, why? They didn't care about you. They never made any real effort. You know, when I think about this individual, I don't ever recall a time where they were in the stands cheering me on at a game. I don't remember them at my high school graduation. They weren't at my basic training graduation. Weren't there when my kids were born. Couldn't even tell you my kids' names, honestly. So why do I care? But wait, I don't. And I'm at peace with that. And it's a beautiful place. I know others probably aren't. But the point of all this, if you take anything away, is you're not obligated. It's not optimal. It's not what you hope for. It's disappointing. I could keep going. I mean, words for days, right? But you're not obligated to them. Take care of yourself. What do I always say in these videos? Take care of yourself. You got to do that. These people didn't care about you. They don't care about you now. They don't care about you tomorrow. They ain't going to care about you when you're gone. They had their opportunities to care for you and take care of you and to show you love. And if they didn't, that's their loss, not yours. So learn from that, grow from that. I know I have. For those of you who know me, if you were to meet this individual I'm talking about, you will be shocked. Absolutely shocked. Because they are not who I am. They are not my past. They're not my present. They're not my future. They are genetic contributors to my existence. And that's it. I feel no different for them than I would from someone I went and bought a car from. And part of me is sad that I feel that way, but part of me has never felt more at peace. So I hope you find some peace. I hope this helps somebody. If I ever do post it, I have to think on this one. But you're not obligated. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening.